Hey, it's Rick from Metagamers, and I have the new Speck MagFolio Lounge. This is for the 3rd generation iPad. It'll also work on your iPad too. And this is a little bit different take on a folio case because it has a contour to it that allows you to use it in your lap. It's a little bit different, but the big question is how is it overall? Well, I'm going to show it to you, so let's have a look. So this is the MagFolio Lounge, and it is for the 3rd generation iPad, but it'll also work on your iPad too if you've got one. You can pick it up online, or if you've got a local Target in your area, check them out because they do carry this as well. It is a bit pricier. It's going to come in at about $49.99, so right around the $50 mark. Here's kind of the slip sleeve that it comes in, and the exterior is a artificial leather. Mimics the look and feel of leather without actually being leather. And it uses some magnets here in the clasp area to keep it closed. The interior is a polycarbonate shell that will cover all of this area of your iPad, leave a little gap here. And the interior on this side is a microfiber. I will say this particular microfiber is tending to attract a little bit more lint and dust than I'm used to with some of these cases. So that's a bit of a call out. You pop your iPad 3 or 2 into this case, first with this end because you want to line those buttons up. You don't want them to kind of snap over this case for risk of damaging them. So just make sure you pop this case in correctly, and then you work on these edges, and then you're going to come back around and just make sure that all of the corners are popped in as they should be. And it is. So let's go ahead and close this up. Take a look at the back side first. Here is all of your openings. Everything is nice and cut out, speaker cut out. Here's that magnetic latch that I'll speak to in a moment. There's your cutouts here, here, and here. Everything is lined up perfectly. Microphone is just fine, as is your headphone jack. And then you get a little bit of material back here for extra grippiness. The latch works really well. Before I show that to you, I do want to show you that this case fits a little bit better than some of the other Speck products that I've reviewed for the iPad. The lid fits flat. There is no curling up on the lid, and it works quite well. The magnetic latch, you just open it up, awakens the device, close it, and it's going to put it to sleep. If we pop this into book mode, you can see what it looks like. Again, this case is really thin and light, so it does not add much bulk, nor will it add much weight. You can hold it in book mode like this, or if you kind of push it a little bit, you can actually use the magnet there to keep this front lid kind of attached to the back, so it works relatively well. You're going to see some light of day right around here, so just be aware of that. A lot of these style of cases have that, so it's nothing new. And the fit all around the corners is just fine. This is a borderless design, so you can swipe to your heart's content and not hit a border here. Now let me go ahead and show you how the stand feature of this works. Let me flip it around and show you there's a little bump here. There is a magnet there, and remember this magnet is what keeps your case closed. At the same token, you can flip this all the way around to the back and use that magnet as a stand. So you can see how I've kind of tucked it in and it magnetically attaches. This stand works okay. It is almost straight up and down. I say okay because remember this case is targeted towards lap use or on your leg, and so it has a bit of a contour to it, so it is a little bit more wobbly, and you can see what just happened when I wobble it too much. It falls. So be cautious when you use this stand mode because you run the risk of having that happen. But again, I think that's the nature of this case, being targeted towards lap use. In a typing angle on a table, again, this is what it's going to look like. It is much more stable. So if you're wondering what this looks like when you rest it on your leg, after all, that is what this case is all about. This contour here on the MagFolio Lounge just fits right on top of your leg like that. And you can see it's pretty stable. So if you're on a bus, a train, a plane, maybe a car, you don't have a tabletop available, you can do your work, play your game, whatever it is on your leg, and it works very well. So the final thing I'll mention about this case is that when it is closed, because it's using that magnet, it stays closed relatively well. You don't have to worry about it flopping open. And the other thing is it holds its position pretty well, so that you can see it's not going to put it to sleep when you kind of move it around like that. So here's the deal. At the end of the day, I'm going to give the MagFolio Lounge by Speck a 4 out of 5. This is a very targeted case, I would say. It's not going to be for everybody. And again, if you're a business traveler or somebody who finds themselves on a train, maybe a plane, a bus, a car, and you just need some type of a working environment, you don't have access to a desktop or a tabletop, what are you going to do? You're going to put it on your leg, and you know what? This case is where it excels, is on your leg, as you see right there and you saw in the video. So for that, I think it really executes this feature quite well. Now, if you take it off of your leg and you put it on a tabletop environment, that's where you see a little difference in opinion here from me. I would say that on a typing angle, it works pretty well. On a viewing angle, you're going to find that if you apply a little bit too much pressure to it or too much tapping, it can collapse like I showed you in this video. So just note that. And then I would also say that this is one of the nicer cases Speck has made for the 3rd generation iPad so far. It's very slim, as you can see here. It's pretty lightweight, and there is no curling around the edges. It just feels like a solid case, so I like that. The final thing I'll say is the price. I don't really care for the price of this case. $49.99 puts it at the higher end of the spectrum for cases like this. But again, on the flip side, it is a unique case. We don't see too many of these types where they work on your lap. So that's, to be debated. Finally, personally, I'm holding out for the MagFolio whenever that is released, because that's going to be, from what I can tell, just like this, except for tabletop use. So it doesn't have the contour. It uses stands similar to a Fitfolio, and hopefully that is executed very well. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, if you guys have questions, comments, or feedback on the MagFolio Lounge, it gets a 4 out of 5 from me. Please feel free to let me know. Otherwise, take care, everybody, and have fun.